What's the podcast called?
So it's called Dumb Fights. That's the podcast name. It's not spelt like Dumb Fights, so it's hard to find. It's DUMFITES. Tried to make it as stupid as possible, and that's pretty much the entire theme of the podcast. Is we're just taking like fictional characters, we're matching them up against each other and talking about who would win and why, and then we're tangenting so hard off topic most of the podcast. And it's just a fuck around for us to do and like hang out with our friends.
Yeah, we're in a few different places. That's right.
We have it on a like web browser. I don't know what the fuck that means. But, Spotify, Apple Music.
Yes.
Google, whatever that version of Apple Music is.
All right.
And a bunch of other things, but there's like 1% just says.
So this is what episode?
Oh gosh, we're in
season 2.
Season 2.
So
how do you classify this season 2? Like each year is a season?
No,
there's no
when
continuity.
we first started it. That was a season, and then we stopped for 2 years. So we were like, all right, if we're gonna do it again, we're in season 2 now.
Okay.
And that's as lazy as we can
basically
be.
So welcome to season 2.
All right, here we are back at Dumb Fights again.
Yo.
New entrance music. How about it? You still loving it?
I do love it. It's perfect to get back into it. Yeah, I know. It's still going.
As I don't fade it. Here we go.
We're still working out the kinks on production value here, but
we'll get there.
We'll get there.
I'm using the volume button on my cell phone, so like cut me a little bit of a break.
It's all good.
But the song's still sick.
Nice
I might have had a slight argument about it recently.
No, it's awesome. It brings back good memories. It's great.
It's me, obviously Ed.
Yo, it's Mike.
Got Mike all day. Brahm is not with us. He's on a vacation right now, going to see Tool. But in his place, we do have our buddy Wilson. He's here to talk some fucking Dumb Fights.
What up, Wilson?
What's up, Wilson?
How's it going?
What's good, man?
My first podcast.
First podcast? All
first
right.
podcast.
Pop this
Usually
cherry.
Pop my cherry, yeah. I mean, I've been on channels. I have my own YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
So I've actually been recording myself, so it's a little different than just recording myself now, which we are recording right now.
We do have the camera in front of me with a very blinding light, but I'm just gonna.
I just want to make you look good, man, because it's actually really directly to you.
I could use all the help possible. But so yeah, we're glad to have you, Wilson.
Thank you.
We've been talking a little bit about getting you in here, and
been a while.
We made it work. So.
Nope. I almost didn't even make it tonight. So.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
This is good. I like the dynamic. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So did you mention your YouTube channel name and all that? Why don't you get that all out?
It's actually Dragon23.
Okay.
Spell it all out, no numbers. So
Dragon23.
Dragon23. Originally started just for airsoft, but then after I was doing all the airsoft, I realized that I had too many hobbies. Obviously, you guys know that because we've known each for how long.
Long time.
So.
Yeah.
Well, then you started doing like the camping,
hiking, backpacking, cooking,
yeah.
going on a boat, fishing. So I'm like, why not just put everything out there?
Hell yeah.
You know, just put it out. I mean, why not?
Well, that's your airsoft name, so it's really just you being you. That's it.
Correct.
I like that.
Sick.
To cross promote here, that I'll just say for your viewers that we are on Instagram and Facebook, so check us out. Obviously, the Spotify, we already mentioned all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But social media, so you'll kind of see. Right now, we have a fight card that we're going to talk about. We have 3 fights.
All right.
Ready to go. But when we're building the card, once that episode drops, when we build the card, I tease it all week on social media, and I ask for input. So, you know, if last week we had, what was it, Inspector Gadget and Darkwing Duck.
Which I actually kind of wish I was there.
That was a fun.
I'm a big Inspector Gadget guy, so.
Well, that's kind of. He goes well.
So
with
who
your
would have won that
personality,
one? Did you guys?
interest.
Darkwing
Duck.
Oh, are you serious?
Easily.
I went in like you. I'm a big Inspector Gadget fan myself. I was a fanboy. I'm like, go Gadget everything. But it was like, Darkwing Duck's pretty gangster.
It came
when
down
you look into it.
It came down to Go Gadget autism. But yeah, so we tease it all week. I'll do like one fight at a time, and I try to get people's input. Okay. We only had a couple people input, so the more input we can get, the better.
I'll be in here.
I'm just going to try to help you out too. You know.
No, I feel you.
I actually have another influence. It's been months.
Who is that?
It's Woodland Viper.
Okay.
He actually has his own channel too for airsoft.
So
he actually has his own field and everything.
I'm retarded when it comes to YouTube. Is it like an @ whatever, or just the straight up name?
That's his channel.
Is it?
It's that name.
It's that name.
Just the name.
Yeah. If you throw that name in,
hashtag,
correct.
Well, a while back, me and him exchanged patches because I had my own patch, and I still have his in the envelope.
Nice.
So I told him that I'm going to actually make a video to at least show him and support him too. So
yeah,
anything to support.
you putting the patch on.
That'd
be sick.
You know,
So for those that don't know much about like airsoft in general, can you like run it down? Because I didn't know. All I thought about airsoft before I met you was just like
plastic BBs,
and like shooting targets. And I knew about paintball because I'd done paintball before, and I knew about like, you know, Cousins, not to like throw a name out there, but like they're a big name in the area. And I'd never done like the big game, but I've done like Skirmish, Pennsylvania, and like dope spots like that.
But for paintball.
Right. Never thought that airsoft was a thing, you know, competitively in the same light as paintball.
I started airsoft literally probably right after high school. I didn't even know it was a thing either until like I was just Googling, like, was there even Google at that time when we graduated?
It wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I think this is where, like,
there's
a website, I think it was, like, we was looking up guns. We first had, you know, remember the old airsoft guns? We used, like, small, clear ones?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I started with that. You know, I'm like, I could play around in my backyard, shoot a couple of my friends with it, have fun with it. Then one of my friends bring an MP5. I'm like, where'd you get that? We walked online, found it. Then one of my other friends goes, you know, there's a field out there. We're just cousins, like you said before.
Right.
But paintball is big. Still, to this day, is still big. Airsoft... At least maybe on
speedball though, right? Like not really wood ball so much.
They do have speedball. It's called was it called Speed Softer?
Okay.
That's almost like paintball type of deal thing. Right. I'm more like the milsim, like military simulation type of thing.
Yeah.
But airsoft was at that point was pretty big still. At that point, it was growing. It's still kind of growing, but it's not enough here. You go overseas like Europe or even California, they're really big there.
Really? Okay.
It's just it's a fun sport.
Oh, man.
We play regular games almost like Call of Duty type of things. Like that's why I cannot play. I suck at Call of Duty first of all.
It's different.
You know, like
it's totally different. Yeah.
But it's almost like that running a simulation like Team Deathmatch or anything like that. I played a couple of games like in Pennsylvania. We did, like you said, you went to a couple scrimmages.
There's a place, I don't know if it's still around, called Skirmish.
I remember
in the Poconos. Yeah, really dope spot. Like they got like crazy setups. Been around forever. Huge, massive acreage, and like you said, they do like simulations.
Yeah.
But they have like themed fields where you're like in an old western like saloon kind of theme, cool. And so like there's a whole main street with businesses. You could be up in the businesses shooting down. It's sick. Yeah.
I kept it up going. I mean, a lot of people that I used to play with definitely still playing around. Some people don't anymore. Some people now run games.
Right.
You know? Like a game that you went to a field. We didn't go to a field. Last big game I played was about a 10-hour game, I think. Well, I lasted for 10 hours.
Yeah.
We played in Pennsylvania, which an abandoned hospital.
Oh, I saw pictures. I watched those videos.
Yeah.
That was wild.
You know, I actually just literally downloaded more into my hard drive, which I got to go through all that.
That's sick. Yeah.
It's a lot of work to edit video.
Well, that's why we stick to audio around these parts, because if you see me edit, it takes me so long. And speaking of, I had difficulty this time. That's why the last episode took so long to upload. Thanks for everybody for being patient for that, because I was losing my mind. I think it's a pretty good episode. There was a lot of fun banter on that. Good fight card, everything else. So I thought everything was well done with that.
Good.
And that's why I wasn't like, all right, it's just trash. I'm not dealing with it.
I'm glad you didn't give up with it, though.
And let's start getting into these.
Yeah, let's go into it. I could talk all night, so let's just go with what we're here for. So
that's gonna get edited.
I mean, we're gonna tangent more. You'll see.
I can't wait.
We tangent. Yeah.
You'll hear at home.
Yeah.
So, all right, first one that we'll talk about, because I was kind of getting grief, and Brahm's not here to bully me about it. So let's start. That one is Colonel Sanders versus Dave/Wendy. Wilson, why don't you lead us off here? What are you leaning towards here? Who do you think has advantages?
I'll go for Colonel.
I'm definitely Team Colonel myself.
Okay. And I think Wendy's got all the beef for this Colonel right now.
Ooh. See, this is funny. It's a twist of fates, just like Darkwing Duck in Inspector Gadget. For me,
this is
we have to get like a sensor sound and be like waka waka. We got to close out. We got to ring the bell on this one. We really went deep in the woods.
I feel like you're really just trying to push Wendy here right now.
Well, Wilson's full Colonel.
Yes.
I'm full Wendy. So, Mike, you have to be
you're
the guy. Well, we're definitely running a little bit long right now, so let's try to bang through the next one, which
oh God,
should be pretty easy.
This one, yeah.
So this one is going to be the Arby's oven mitt versus the hamburger helper hand.
Where'd you guys come up with these things?
I'll lead off on this one.
Go ahead.
I have, I think, a pretty easy argument for this one.
I'm going straight for a hamburger helper though.
Oh my God, that shouldn't have worked out. That's not our style for that to work out.
No, it isn't.
All right, so main event. That's what we're talking about now. We're Ronald McDonald,
Okay.
versus
Talk
the
about this.
Burger King.
This is huge.
This is
This is gonna be a tough one, actually. I'm not
our,
gonna
This
lie.
is
your grandkids are gonna talk about this one day.
probably.
Wilson, what was your go-to as a kid?
McDonald's.
I think I was same. I
It
remember.
doesn't help that I worked for McDonald's too.
So I used to have to go to.
I think that's everybody's kid. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys work at McDonald's?
I
It
never
seems
did.
like everybody when
First
their first
job.
job wise was McDonald's.
No kidding.
First job at McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time we did we played kind of paintball, but with the sauce guns.
Oh, jeez. Wait a minute. Those things didn't really shoot that far,
The
though.
tartar sauce did.
The tartar
Ooh.
sauce.
You could do a quick
Yeah.
run by. Like,
Yeah.
Where the fuck were we?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just to get us back a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, wait.
I'm torn. I grew up McDonald's, so McDonald's is like the standard, really, if you think about it. It's probably
It really
better than
is.
Burger King.
I mean, I'm gonna go with McDonald's because you guys remember though. You screw with Ronald. He has people that backs him up too, though.
That's a good
Agreed.
point.
Yeah,
Yes.
He has a
Wow.
You know
posse.
what?
Burger King though is always a reliable. Like they're in weird locations.
I think I like their food better, like taste wise,
Right.
but McDonald's is like more like comfort.
He's good.
All right,
Yeah.
let's bring it back
Yeah.
in.
Okay.
I gotta take a piss anyway.
We have to. me too. So I was like,
Yeah. He's a clown. He's a gangster. He's just
He's-
nasty.
yeah, he's like
Yeah.
a Joker.
Joker kind
Oh
of.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But I think you look at it, he's like the Walt Disney of fast food. Like
100%.
Burger King had the second tier and take the Pepsi,
Pepsi.
but then they get the Mountain Dew, and then Taco Bell's in their network.
Yeah. True.
And so Burger King puts up a fight. I think, yeah.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Thank you. We gotta definitely get a bell again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now,
without
do you
doubt.
think anybody else out there could have put up a better fight? Wilson, it's been real cool having
Very
you here
awesome.
for this episode, man.
I had a great time, and I'm hoping both success for both of us.
Yeah, let's do a
You know,
little.
I'll definitely be
interactions.
back. You know, and those who are actually viewing my channel right now too, like I said, be sure to subscribe to his podcast.
Yep, that's Dumb Fights, DUMFITE. Just spell Dumb Fights as stupidly as you can,
You'll find it.
and yeah,
And then if whoever's listening here, you know, Dragon23, spell it all out, no numbers.
on
you know.
YouTube.
Yep. That's pretty much it, I guess.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for the invite,
Yeah.
man. I appreciate it. Had a good time. What?
You gonna do one more?
I'll definitely be back.
Yeah.